What are the Zynga core values?
It's kind of like asking people to recite the 10 Commandments.
Something about innovation.
And oh my goodness, I forgot that one value.
Oh wait, let me start over. Can I start over? What are the Zynga values?
Build games that you and your friends love to play.
Being your own CEO.
Work smart at Zynga Speed.
Zynga first.
Meritocracy, level up.
Innovate on best-in-breed mechanics.
Surprise and delight.
One of the things that you usually do as a company is sit down and say, like, really, who are we? And how do we define ourselves? And the values actually came out of that conversation.
And so the idea of our values is to give you guidelines of how you should make decisions for yourself, your group, and the company.
It gives us a really clear path for everyone to have a very unified mission and set of values that we're all striving for.
I really look at them as practicality because they're very practical values, and if you follow them, it's you get your job done, you get it done efficiently, and it's simple.
When I came to Zynga, I was surprised and delighted by our core values.
Looking up on the wall during my interview in the conference room and seeing the core values, it really told me something about the company and what the company stood for.
They seemed like an opportunity to be more and to do more, and that's personally, that's professionally, and that's as a company as a whole.
We actually use the values on a daily basis. Is that Zynga first? On our whiteboard, I see innovate in multiple places. They're actually spoken in our language. They're actually written in our emails.
Working on Scramble with Friends was an awesome experience. While we were building that game, it really came to life. I know that one of the team members that we had has spent considerable time playing Scramble with Friends. The fact that the team was playing it, the fact that QA was hooked, people would find the littlest details and fix them, and they were passionate about it. So it really made a big difference in terms of the quality and the distance that everyone went, the whole team went, to make that game great.
Zynga's core mission is to connect the world through games. And when I first joined Zynga, I noticed that none of our games was available in any languages. So one of the things I did was to own the core value of be CEO and own outcomes when I was on Mafia Wars and say, hey, let's make our game available in multiple languages. And from there, that initiative, we made Mafia Wars available in 5 languages. The great thing about today is that most of our new games now is available in more than 14 languages.
What Zynga Speed really is referencing is we knew as a startup that we needed to be taking every risk possible, to take every chance, to work 5 times as hard than the company that had 10 or 15 times the resources that we did. And we want to keep that spirit alive, to continue to sort of feed us and drive us. We don't want to become complacent. And I think over time, the language around Zynga Speed has really morphed into a little bit of, hey, we want you to work smart at Zynga Speed, because we don't want it to be, hey, let's take shortcuts, or let's just do it sloppy. We want people to feel that energy and passion, and we want them to be working towards it every day.
I remember an early moment when Farmville was just taking off, and it was a really tiny team, and we had sort of a leadership meeting. I remember actually standing up and saying, hey, what are we doing here? We've got this thing that's taken off. We need to take our best people off of all the other things that are on there and throw them on Farmville. And it was really neat to see people's minds shift from my personal project to the good of Zynga as a whole. And we actually turned Farmville into the biggest game ever on Facebook.
There's a programmer on my team who will go unnamed because he's really shy. Came in, worked on Dream Zoo, did great as just a complete newbie. Gets a level up his first quarter at Zynga, comes on to Scramble with Friends, almost immediately becomes our best programmer. And then 3 months later, at his second quarter on the job, got another promotion, and now he's a senior. He's actually a senior programmer, a little more than 6 months out of school.
Poker is our oldest game. It's the game that we started with in 2007. Even within poker, we're pushing ourselves harder and harder to be able to make that game the best poker experience possible. So the innovation piece doesn't stop at a social games company once you launch. I mean, that's when it just gets started.
We got an email from a customer. It was a mother of an autistic child who'd said her child started playing the game with her, and it was the first time they'd ever actually seen their child laugh, and laugh so intensely at something. And it was moving, it was a surprise and delight.
What's beautiful about this company, what's incredible about this company, what I absolutely love about this company is that you can do and be anything you want at Zynga. Our core values tell you that.
Whenever we've opened an office for Zynga, whether it's across town or it's across the world, our values are the one guiding point that really pull us all together. It's a way for us to connect, and it's part of our mission of connecting the world through games.
The core values make me feel as though I'm working at a place that meshes with my values, that I can express through games the things that are important to me.
It is our values that have allowed us to maintain a culture that worked when we were 20 people and works when we're 3,000 people and beyond.
Zynga core values.
Core values.
Core values.
We want our players to love Zynga. We want our employees to love Zynga and love this community. And we want our shareholders to love Zynga. Our values have a direct path to take us to all three of those.
If there is something that you can be CEO of, be CEO. If there's something where you think you can move faster, take advantage of Zynga's speed. If you see us doing the wrong thing for Zynga as a whole because of something locally, invoke Zynga first and try and convince people what's going on there.
Zynga is as much as you want it to be, and those values will help you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve.
My message, now that you know what the core values are, is own it. Know what they are, feel them, make your own stories, and find some great stories that you can tell one day. And I think that's what's going to really enrich your experience here and make it a great place for all of us.